Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Top Tarot Miners. And this episode is about the Four of Pentacles. And this is quite a difficult card to understand its many layers. And so I hope that I can unpack some of that for you in a few minutes here tonight. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Sadhana. I am a tarot reader and have an abundance of content on this channel. So if what I say resonates with you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You won't be disappointed. There's a lot of stuff to go through. Lots of wonderful reflections and discussions on all kinds of decks and cards and ways of interpreting them. So the fours. This is a pretty special number in the tarot. Fours symbolically represent a foundation. There's a solidity to the number 4. It has a strength to it. The 4 legs of a table, the 4 wheels of a car. It's a foundation. It's something that we can build upon. It has a connection to the Emperor. So there's a sense of control and stability and safety as well within the 4. And within the safety of the 4 is also a beautiful place to create sacred space. And if you haven't studied the tarot in terms of the tree of life, the fourth Sephira is a very special place. It is a place of manifestation. It is a reflection of the first 3 Sephirot, the supernal triangle. It is something realized, and there is beauty and goodness and greatness within this place. It is the planet of Jupiter. And the central position on the pillar of mercy. So it is, it's a brilliant place to be. And here the trouble is that we are in the material world. And the material world is not an easy place to navigate. It is not lighter elements like fire and air. It is not the cups. We have to figure this out here in this place of humans and greed and stuff and consumerism. And so this 4 of Pentacles can be a really tricky one to figure out. And so let's look at a few cards tonight. Hello, Aria. Welcome. This one in the center is from the Numinous Tarot. And I think this picture does paint many words, if not 1,000. That sometimes when we have these treasures, and I know my mother had a really hard time with this. There were good dishes, there was good china, there was good silver, good linen, things we only used for special occasions. And of course, this was a way of a generation and a certain way of thinking. But things got put away and locked up and not used. And I know sometimes this happens with tarot collectors as well too, that certain decks aren't to be shared. I don't want to soil them, put my hands on them, wouldn't dare riffle shuffle them. And I sort of have changed my view of my tarot library over the years, and that it is a working, teaching library. And if decks aren't being used and circulated, I'm not keeping them. The same with my library of books. Now, granted, there are treasures. There are books with very special paper, fragile, that you may want to keep and just hold. And there is a place for that. But I think in general, this 4 of Pentacles is a reminder of that balance between treasure treasuring the treasure and asking ourselves why we're accumulating the treasure or even keeping the treasure. In the Numinous Tarot, this suit is called Tomes, and so we see a library in one of the cards. We look at books, and books are heavy. They are full of wisdom and accumulated experiences. And when I think of the suit of Pentacles, it is one of accumulated experience. Through the suit of Wands and Cups and Swords, we arrive at this rather difficult suit of this real world. And so I think this is quite a clever card. Now, in Rhys Marin's World of Hilda Tarot, she chose this card, and I really do like it because Hilda is enjoying the fruit of her labor. We all know apples not as difficult as blueberries or some other fruit picking, or trees that have thorns in the bushes, such as picking grapefruits. I remember one winter picking grapefruits in my auntie's backyard, coming in or blackberries, oh my goodness. So yes, apples are more forgiving, but she's enjoying the fruit of her labor. She's enjoying the fruit of her gardening. And so there is this symbol of abundance and manifestation. The fruit is ripe, it's ready for the picking. There is some fruit contained in the basket, and yet she is able to enjoy it. And I think that is one of the secrets of the Four of Pentacles. Now, I mentioned a layer of protection. In the Wildwood Tarot, you certainly see how the strength and the majesty and the magic of the Standing Stone Circle also provides shelter for wildlife from the elements, other wild animals. And that is kind of a beautiful, I don't know, I really do. This card is quite something. Now, the Decan here, and I know the Wildwood Tarot doesn't use the Golden Dawn Decans, but I can work with it in here in this deck, and that the Decan is the sun. So regardless of how dark some illustrators or painters interpret this particular card, there is that underlying layer of hope and goodness and abundance and energy in this card. And so we're at this difficult place of knowing what the right thing is to do when we have so much greatness around us. And I'm thinking of the card, the last card. So that Three of Pentacles is so luscious and rich. And here the baby is born. And we have realized the fruit of our labor. Something has become manifest. And sometimes, do you feel that is, it's almost a letdown? You know, the anticipation, the preparation is so much more exciting. I think there's lots of subtle ways you could work with this energy. Now, the danger of the fours, of course, like this card here, is that the square, the four, becomes a prison. And we all know what happens when energy becomes contained, right? A pond, if it doesn't have water flowing through it, will become stagnant. There will be far too much algae that grows. We want to make sure that energy is flowing. And I really like what Kim Kranz did in this Four of Pentacles in the wild unknown, that yes, we have it's almost like she's played with like a double two of Pentacles. And yet this Four of Pentacles creates quite a wonderful machine. I almost feel like our building has gone beyond what we thought we could create. It is strong, it is stable, it is intertwined energy. And yet here you can imagine that the bands that move around, or the belts that move around the pentacles, are actually moving. And that we're looking at energy radiating out from the movement of energy, and nothing becomes stagnant here. So like the Hilda card, this is quite a positive way of looking at the Four of Pentacles. Now, I haven't shown you a lot of Marielle's in the minors, I don't think anyway. I could have showed you every card from this deck. There's something extremely clever. And this one might be a little hard to interpret. But I see a lot of things in this card. There is a narrowing of the pathway. And beyond that, you see the White Mountains. And I imagine that this could be the birth, something born, moving through the passageway. It's been a bit of a rocky journey. You can see the star in the distance. There's a guiding star. There's also a beautiful monastery or a home that's perched up on the side of the hill. And I just feel like this is a reminder to keep on going. We want to honor the abundance and the richness of the earth and our belongings, and yet we want to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And then here we go back to the neon again. And I decided to pull this card tonight because this was the card that made me purchase this deck. And it was included in the Ali Man Tarot. And I just thought the colors were stunning, stunning, stunning. But here I'm reminded of the building energy. The way that the coins are arranged isn't in a square. It's in a bit of a tower. That tower could fall. The top one could certainly move over. And yeah, I do want to come back to this deck and work with it as a whole deck. So you will hopefully see this on my channel at some point in the not too distant future. I don't know if you can still find it, unfortunately. Now, this is the Lisa St. Croix's deck, the Tarot of St. Croix, or the Tarot of Lisa de St. Croix. And this is a really interesting depiction here. And again, it's a reminder of change. And we have worked very hard to build this fortress of 4 sand castles. Had a lovely afternoon at the beach, and yet the tide is coming in and will take our work away. Nothing lasts forever. I'm thinking of an old camp song, love is nothing till you give it away. It's like a magic penny, hold it tight and you won't have any, lend it, spend it, and you'll have so many they'll roll all over the floor, something like that. And I am this card makes me feel happy because I know it is Jupiter on the tree of life. I know it signifies manifestation, and it is a reflection of the supernal. And yet I do want to honor its challenges here, in every way on this earth that we live. And then the other card I have, this is a beautiful card from the Vision Quest Tarot that has a small wheel, sacred space. It could be a direction marker, more likely a place of sacred space holding the directions in place, holding space for something powerful, prayer, healing. And you can feel the intensity of the energy underneath it. So this combination of 4, so many layers here. So it's a solar decan. This is in Capricorn. Capricorn, we have the Devil card. So that also plays in here with, again, I mentioned in the last episode about good choices and thinking through carefully how we're navigating this material world. And very important that the Devil card comes up at the beginning of the Suit of Pentacles to know this is not going to be an easy journey. So we have this combination of Saturn as the ruler of Capricorn, 4 as Jupiter, and Sun as the decan. Big, active, masculine planets. I know Saturn is also feminine energy when we think of it in terms of Binah. So this is also a planet that expands, not a planet, a card, a decan that both expands and contracts and wants to expand and contract. And it's almost like the sun emphasizes how important the continued movement is. And I think that's why this card is so very brilliant. Yeah. So, a few thoughts on the 4 of Pentacles. This one's going to stay. Okay, so top 5 4 of Pentacles cards for today will be the Wild Unknown and the Wildwood. If I didn't say, this is the Wildwood Tarot. The Tarot of St. Croix, or Lisa St. Croix. Okay. So let's do this. Left to right, Wildwood, Wild Unknown, St. Croix, Numinous, Marielle. I hope that adds some food for thought to your interpretation of the 4 of Pentacles. Thanks for watching. Namaste.